gets traded.
Oh my gosh, how could you get rid of that guy?
They also get mad when you don't sign a free agent.
How can you just sit there while the other teams pass us by?
They are the worst fans in sports.
That's right. We are the worst fans in sports, and I don't see us on the screen. But hey, we're here. Can you guys see anything?
I don't
Yeah.
see
You guys-
you. I can see Aaron. You're
Oh.
a black screen.
Wonderful.
You
I see
got
both.
like
I-
frozen.
I'm
I saw
frozen.
both of you.
I see the worst fans in sports logo.
Uh-oh.
I wonder
I
what
can
other
hear
people.
you.
I wonder what other people are seeing.
Well, try and drop out and pop back in.
Oh well, this is just going swimmingly.
It's going
I'm-
swell.
I'm a black box.
Yes, on my screen.
Well, I went to Facebook and I am a black box.
You're a black
Okay.
box on my screen too.
All right, so he'll come back in and we'll get it sorted.
Okay.
Um,
So what Mike doesn't know is this is all a ploy to mess with him.
yeah, this is how we get rid of Mike.
We
Told him
sabotaged.
he was going to lose his admin duties or admin ability, and this was it.
Yeah. So it's all going to plan.
What's
Hey,
new,
Alana.
Aaron?
Nothing. Just I get my work evaluation tomorrow, so hopefully I'll still have a job.
I don't know why you wouldn't.
I
Are
think
you
I
nervous about it?
will. No, they like me and I like them.
Oh, good.
We're in a committed relationship, me and my employer.
All right, Mike Loud. He should be popping back in pretty quick.
Do you get nervous at work? You have a yearly work evaluation, I would assume, right?
I have a quarterly
Oh,
thing. It's not really an evaluation, but they call it a wellness meeting. So
see
I
if
have
you're
a-
disgruntled.
quarterly. Yeah, I usually am disgruntled in some fashion. No, it's usually pretty chill. It's me and my direct boss.
But do you ever get like not nervous, but anxiety? Do you ever have anxiety?
Not anymore.
Okay.
I used to, but not anymore. Now I have to do wellness meetings for people that report to me.
Right. So they get to be nervous.
Yeah, but I hope they're not nervous. They wouldn't have a reason to be.
No.
You probably don't have a reason to be nervous either. You're just a nervous person.
I am a nervous Nelly, nervous Ned.
Nervous Ned. You shouldn't be so nervous, Aaron.
I know. I know. It's,
You do a lot of stuff for them.
Mhm.
Um,
if you're tuning in at home, we're killing time while we wait for Mike to join. He's having some technical issues.
we're digging into Aaron's personal life a little bit. Some personal issues.
Yeah, it's
Aaron
one of those
deals with from time to time.
I'm sure everybody, if you work for a large company, you have to, review what you did in the previous year, say what you're planning on improving and accomplishing in the next year. And I just try to get everything done and do it right. I don't make a list of everything I did in the following year. So I had to go back through like my calendar to see what meetings I had joined and like, oh yeah, I worked on that project. Oh yeah, I did that.
Do you have goals outlined for this upcoming year?
Have a job. That's my number
That's
one
your
goal.
Number one goal. Okay. You should
Um,
probably come up with some more goals.
I should. Yeah. It's just
Who's your evaluation with? A bunch of people, bosses and stuff?
no, just like my main boss, like the guy I report to.
Oh, okay.
And he's also a season ticket holder for St. Louis City.
Oh, yeah. I've seen you talk to him at the games.
Mhm.
Nice. I wonder if Mike's not ever coming back.
Starting to get concerned.
There he is. I don't know if his camera's up. There we go. Let's see if we got him.
Oh
Hey,
my
we got Mike back.
Hey, everybody, I'm back.
Joining the show, our special guest for today, Mike Healy.
Hi,
He's a
thank-
nice
thank you so
fisherman.
much.
He is a nice fisherman.
Well, hey, hi, Veronica. I'm here.
Oh,
I was having some technical problems. For some reason, as soon as the song ended, my Google Chrome decided to go through an update.
Is that what it was? An update?
Sure was.
Nice. It froze you completely.
Yes.
Mhm.
So I'm here. We are back. We're back better and better than ever. And I am dressed as the Dragons today. My son David was supposed to have his third Little League game this season.
Is that what you wore to work?
No, I did change clothes.
Because you knew
Um,
pretty early that it was canceled.
Right. So I was wearing work clothes and I came home and I
And you
put
changed
this on.
into this. Oh,
Yeah. Because all right. Thanks, Veronica.
we
right,
were
so,
talking
it's-
about we were digging into Aaron's
I actually
personal life a little bit.
I listened to it on Facebook. Thanks, Veronica. Well, this has been a another rousing edition of the Worst Fans of Sports podcast. So no, I'm wearing this because David's very upset because we've had his first game got rained out in the middle of the game
Oh,
and didn't count, and the next 2 games have been rained out. So
how many has he actually played?
none.
Oh,
No, the one that only went 3.5 innings.
oh, that was it.
Yep.
Oh, that's
Well, where Oliver, the younger, who just is turning 8 this weekend, by the way, he's had like 7 games so far because he had that tournament.
that
and he has-
tournament early.
and he has
yeah.
Yeah, and he has a tournament this weekend. So
I was gonna ask if Oliver played in a domed stadium.
no.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe
Oh, because his games don't get rained out.
Yeah.
No,
they don't have dome stadiums for Little League.
no,
Huh.
not at all. I hope my microphone's in a better position now.
Mhm.
I've been told that it needs to be in a better position. So
looks
hopefully
fine.
it is. All right. Well, here we are, the worst fans in sports. And that's not us. That's the people in all the comment sections of all the St. Louis Cardinals and national and MLB media that insult and make fun of everything that the Cardinals do. And they think they are the best baseball fans in the world. They think they're the best armchair managers in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is dedicated. This whole podcast is named after those pieces of shit. So there you go.
Wow.
Wow. But yeah, so here we are. It is April 23rd. The Cardinals got a good win yesterday. I'm going to kind of skip a little bit to this part, just this part. They had a good win yesterday, a walk-off home run by Nolan Gorman, who's not been hitting, and Paul Goldschmidt also had a home run, who's not been hitting well.
Yep.
And they've got the win on a walk-off, 5-3 win over the Arizona Diamondbacks, who were in the World Series last season.
I was playing the show with Scott Bogman while we were watching the game last night. I was watching it on my computer, and he's a Diamondbacks fan because he's from Arizona. So we were going back and forth. He was upset, but he said as soon as it went to the bullpen, it was over. Their bullpen apparently is really, really bad.
Oh wow.
So there's still hope today.
There's still okay. Well, so that's the whole thing. The reason why I'm skipping to this is I was thinking, hey, Gorman and Goldschmidt got hits. Maybe there'll be some momentum. Momentum's big in sports, right? So I was hoping that they would carry that over to today, and they are currently losing 4
Well,
to
it was
1.
4-1 last I saw.
It's 4-1 at the end of the third, top of the fourth, 4-1.
Hey, they got out of the third. That's good news.
Yes.
With
Plenty
no
of
more
time
damage.
left. Plenty of time.
And Bogman says the bullpen for Arizona's trash. So we have hope.
So they just have to get to Henry, their pitcher, Tommy Henry. They just have to get to him
Which should
now.
be doable. He's not very good.
Hey,
He's
you know,
he's got a 6.33 ERA on the season, so
Yeah,
Hey,
he
you know-
should be hittable.
you know what? If you call Tommy Henry by his like shortened names, he's Tom Hank. Isn't that's kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Tom Hen.
That's what I thought he was going to say
No.
too, and I didn't get it.
Henry Hank is it's like Tom Hanks, but it's Hank.
Yeah, I understand.
Anyway,
No, I
back to
get
what
it.
you're-
It's-
Back to what you're saying, Mike.
Well, I was just saying that that anyway, the motivation no, not the motivation. The momentum may or may not be there. Now, if they come back and win this,
Yeah.
then I think they have momentum moving
Yeah.
forward. So
Yeah.
Yes, I
It's
would
good
agree.
it's good to see Goldie get that home run though. That
it
was
is. Let's hope it translates into I guess we're gonna go a little out of order. That's
fine.
We're
That's
going
fine.
out of order on our show sheet. Because I guess I hope that translates into future success. Because if we look at this, and I'll read it for the people who are listening. Paul Goldschmidt, through April 22nd, 2022, the year he won the National League Most Valuable Player Award, he was hitting 196. With
Yeah.
his slash line was 196, 302, 239 and 541. Right? Through April 22nd, 2024, he's hitting 195. And with a slash line of 195, 298, 268, and 566. So he's actually performing almost better this April than he did his MVP season. So do we have to worry?
No, I don't think so. I think Paul Goldschmidt is typically starts slow. He typically struggles in April for his career.
True. So I'm not concerned about him. I think that he's going to regress, I guess.
Progress.
He's not going to regress to the mean. He's going to progress to the mean. Is he going to have an MVP? I'm not saying he's going to have another MVP season. But I was listening on the radio and someone like texted and was like, why are the Cardinals dealing? They have all these old people that have never done anything for them. And the only real old people on the team are Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado, right?
Yeah.
Some pit, and obviously they're retirement home pitchers,
Pitching staff, yeah.
Yes, but I'm thinking we literally had the NL MVP 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
What did the 2023 baseball season erase all of these dumbass BFIBs memories? Like that's all they get, right? That's all they can think of is just that is last
what's
year
happening right now.
Yeah, and great. It's not. It hasn't been a good start to the season. They are pretty much where they were last year in April. However,
Except their run differential is significantly worse.
well, they can't score runs, and so the pitching has not been terrible. It's middle of the pack. They're, as I said last week, their total team ERA is better than middle of the pack. Their pitching's been decent. I think they need to go a little longer, but it's their offense now, and their offense was a problem last year. And I said it numerous times. They cannot get the big hits. They didn't last year. They aren't this year.
Yep. That
does need to change. If they don't start getting some offense, it doesn't matter what the pitching is. If they can only score less than 4 runs, a 3-point something runs per game.
I was going to say they nearly doubled their runs per game last night.
Right. And the worst part is all those people who want a 66-cent soda aren't getting it.
Nope. No cheap sodas all year. You're not going to get one.
Was it Mobile on the Run that does that?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got to be like 4 is a serious number.
Decrease the serious.
Yeah, they're
number.
going to have to change their campaign, their marketing campaign.
So I am not concerned about Paul Goldschmidt. What say you, gentlemen?
No, I'm not either. And for the reason I stated earlier is he is always not great in April, with the exception of a few years. But he's a slow starter. I'm not worried about him in particular.
Now, are we concerned that maybe age is going to be a factor and perhaps that will prevent him from heating up the same?
Well, I think age was a factor last year. And his numbers weren't this bad.
I don't think he's going to have I don't think he's going to have a terrible season. I don't think he's going to have his MVP season though.
No.
So yes, I think we're going to see the standard general age decline coming from Paul Goldschmidt over the next over the next 2 or 3 seasons or however long he's playing.
Last year he hit 268 with 25 home runs and 80 RBIs, and I can see him getting there again.
That's what I was going to look up.
Yeah, that's doable.
And I don't think 1 month will affect him or impact him in getting there. I mean, in 2022, with these numbers that Mike just showed, what was his batting average to start through the 22nd of April?
Yeah,
196 or something.
190 something. 196.
There it is.
He ended up hitting 317.
Well, it went away, but there it is.
I took it down.
Oh.
He ended up hitting.
Oh, you just put it up so you could see it.
Yeah.
You didn't put it up.
I put it up so I could reference the number. But that year, so he started in April, hitting 196. He hit 317. Drove in 115 runs and hit 35 homers. He had an OPS of 981 that year and a slugging of 578. So, no, I'm not worried about Paul Goldschmidt.
Agreed.
Again, I don't think he's going to hit those numbers again.
No,
But
I don't.
if he
I
could hit,
think
if he could hit
last year's
268,
numbers are fine.
if he could hit 268, get 80 RBI,
20, 25 homers.
yeah, I think we're getting what we're expecting out of him in his age 37 season.
Agreed.
So we weren't getting what we expected, and it's really not his fault. He was brought up too soon, but only brought up because of injuries. We weren't getting what we expected out of Victor Scott II. He was finally sent down. He
Batting
was hitting
086,
085,
085.
Yeah, with 5 hits and 2 stolen bases, which is actually kind of
Yeah, and how many runs did he score? Because I feel like every time he got on base, I can look it up. He scored every time he got on base.
Right, but and I don't know what his on base percentage was, but he definitely needs his time at AAA. And then everyone's like, well, but you got Siani in center field, and Siani's not doing much better. Look, it's okay to have a position that is missing a little bit offensively. Now, it isn't okay with the way the whole team offense is, but if everyone was doing what they're supposed to be doing, to have one position not be doing well offensively, that's fine. Siani's never going to. He's not a top prospect. He's never going to be what Victor Scott is. He's shown us and shown MLB what he is, and we're getting exactly what he is.
Yeah, and he's a great defender. I like watching him play defense.
Yeah, and so that's okay, but you don't want Victor Scott going through that because he is a prospect. Like, let's have Siani take the lumps, and then when Scott's ready, he either comes back up or he stays down the whole season or stays down until the trade deadline or what have you, depending on Carlson's return.
Yeah, and Edman,
yeah. Edman's just starting to swing the bat, I think.
Yeah, he'll probably be June.
He might be all-star break. I don't think he's much he's very close to being ready at all from what I understand. But
so here's Victor Scott's numbers. So 085 on the average. His on base was 139. Not great. But he had 5 hits. He had 2 walks. 3 of his 5 hits were doubles. And he had 6 runs scored.
Wow.
So all but one time that he got on base, he didn't score.
Wow.
He did score, you mean? Or he didn't
Well, he scored. He got on base 7 times. He didn't score once.
So Palante was also sent down, which I think that's great. 6.30 ERA in 10 innings pitched over 9 games, 14 hits and 5 walks. I did not look up the stat line for the pitcher they brought up for him, and I forgot to do that.
Who did they bring up? I don't even remember what his name was.
I'd have to look at my post. Aaron, talk about something fun while we look this up.
Well, I was just going to say one bright side for Victor Scott is he performed better than Jackson Holiday, if you want to look at it that way.
Well
yeah, yes and no.
Absolutely. So now you're jumping us onto a different part.
That thought came to me. We don't have to jump there yet. That thought came to me when you gave Mr. Scott.
Sorry about that. I put it up here.
I didn't even hear this news, so I'm.
Well, it was when Scott and Palante got sent down on the same day, and I don't remember the pitcher that they brought up.
Nick Robertson was called up, but he has a 6.04 ERA in his first year in the majors in a total of 21 innings pitched for LA and Boston. In 6 seasons in the minors, he's been more effective with a 3.31 ERA. So they're hopefully projecting that his stint with the Dodgers and the Red Sox was an anomaly, and he moves closer to his minor league numbers.
Yeah. So this year he had pitched 6 1/3 at Memphis, 5 strikeouts, 2.84 ERA.
Great. So they also brought up, and I think this is curious. They brought Petey Pages back up.
Yeah, Pedro Pages.
So we're carrying 3 catchers now.
I think it's because they want Herrera and Contreras both in the lineup as much as they can, and they have to have someone else that can catch.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I get it. Well, do they though? I mean,
I think Brendan Donovan is your emergency catcher, but do you really want to remove him from the field to catch in an emergency?
No, I'm saying okay. So you got, let's say Herrera and Contreras are in the lineup, right?
Mhm.
Herrera's catching. He yells at Angel Hernandez, and he gets ejected. Can Contreras go to catcher, and they move up another DH, or does the pitcher have to DH at that point, or does
That's a good question. They might
think-
lose their DH at that point.
I think that's the rule. So I think the DH can leave, like if they're injured or whatever, and you can put a bench player up there. But if you move your DH to a position, you lose your DH.
Yeah,
So
I
that would
believe
be-
that's correct.
So that would be why you would want to have a third catcher on your staff, because now you have Herrera, who's hitting well. He's cooled off a little bit.
He has cooled off,
Um,
some, but he's still hitting the ball hard.
Yeah, so he's hitting well. So you get Herrera catching one day and Contreras DHing, and then if Angel Hernandez calls a ball that's 4 feet off the plate a strike, and Herrera beats him upside the head with his bat, you can still put Petey Pages in there to to hit.
Pedro Pajes.
Ivan Herrera is in the 93rd percentile in barrel percentage.
Wow,
16% barrels. Yeah. Average exit velocity, he's in 80th percentile, 91.3. That could be a little better, but that's not bad. And his hard hit rate, 65%. He has a really, really low chase rate, which is nice, and a low whiff rate. So he's doing pretty well at the bat. At the bat.
At the bat.
At the bat.
Talking is hard. Words are hard.
They are.
Speaking of hitting though, so Mason Wynn is 323, hitting 323, and Brendan Donovan's hitting 202. Why then is Mason Wynn hitting
Eighth.
eighth? Thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
I don't have an answer for you, man.
Did you guys make an overlay for that?
It's up.
It's up.
Oh, you did. I can never find the right. Are they not in order? I don't know.
No, they're
Oh,
not
I
in.
see. Okay, I see it. 2024, Win eighth. I see it. So yeah. So why is Mason Wynn batting eighth if he is performing much better than Brendan Donovan, who he either plays second, outfield, or DH? He's in the lineup almost every day. He's hitting 202. And Mason Wynn is obviously doing much better, hitting 323. Any thoughts?
And his on base is better too. He's got a 389 on base, and Donovan's I think is 317.
317, yeah. So you want
I don't know. I don't know.
Is this a case where iPad Ollie just does what Clown Zaylock tells him to?
I mean, maybe. I don't have a good answer for you. I don't know if there's more pressure at the top of the lineup.
My guess, can I guess? It would be analytics related? Question mark. I don't know. I would assume somebody somewhere was like, this makes the most sense, so we do it. I don't know.
The only analytical thing I can think of is having him hit eighth. Well, really, that would be ninth though, where you have a second leadoff hitter.
Yeah, that would typically be, but they had Victor Scott there for a while.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. He should be moved up in the lineup.
So, do you think that Goldschmidt's move down was a wake up call to him? Do you think that he just was just maybe more comfortable yesterday because he was moved down? He doesn't have as much pressure.
I
Or you
kind of
think-
like him in that spot.
Yeah, analytics tells you your best hitter is second, and your best home run hitter is fourth. Though, that's the thought process.
Yeah,
You
but
get
he
your-
hasn't been the best hitter.
No, I know. I'm just
I mean, that
But
should be
he's-
Mason Wynn.
no. I'm just saying. No.
Currently, Mason Wynn's the best hitter on the team.
yes,
Which
which is great.
yes, he should be moved up in the lineup. As far as moving Goldie down, I mean, that's move him down until he starts hitting. They've Ellie De La Cruz has been hitting sixth all season for the Reds, and he's doing really, really well. But the reason he's not batting second is because he wasn't getting the job done there last year at the end of the season. So he's been batting sixth, and it's been working. So maybe he'll get comfortable being moved down the lineup to the point where he can move back up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, So I'm pretty excited though about Mason Wynn's future. I mean, is he in the Rookie of the Year conversation this year?
No.
Keeps going. What if he keeps going like this?
I mean, if he hits over 300, that's great. He's not hitting for any power.
Okay.
I don't even think he's in the list for Rookie of the Year at the moment. He's eligible.
Yeah. Didn't we say he was going to be Rookie of the Year last year? Oh, you said Walker was going to be Rookie of the Year last year. Yeah. Yeah.
Right now it's Yamamoto. And he's not pitching horribly.
I don't know. Should he even be eligible?
Yeah, it's his first year in the majors.
Well, I get it, but he's like
Michael Busch is also.
He's like 75, right?
I don't think he's that old.
I'm gonna guess no.
You've got Michael Busch for the Cubs, who had like 6 home runs in 6 straight games. He's hitting well. Yamamoto. You have Jared Jones, who's pitching incredible for the Pirates. You've got Jackson Merrill, who's hitting over 300 for some power and some speed in San Diego. You've got Shota Imanaga, who's got a under 1 ERA for the Cubs.
Yeah.
Jackson Chourio for the Brewers.
That's who the Cardinals should have went after, was that guy.
Shota Imanaga. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's really good. You got Jackson Chourio. You've got Jung-Hoo Lee, center fielder for the Giants, who's just hitting every day. And then you got guys like Kyle Harrison, who's not pitching very well, for not winning Rookie of the Year level well. But then I think Mason Wynn's probably in that list somewhere near the bottom. I don't think he's near the top. Now, if he continues to hit 300 and he starts hitting for a bunch of power, like he did at AAA last year, then I think he shoots up that list.
Yep.
I mean, situational hitting should count for something. Not everybody's got to hit the ball to deep right every at bat. Blame your
hitting 300 with no homers is not going to win you Rookie of the Year, and no matter what era you play in.
Well, here are some guys that are not going to win Rookie of the Year, but are doing really well. Is the Cardinals' new starters?
Yeah, they will not be Rookies of the Year. Any of them.
100% guarantee.
None of them will be Rookies of the Year. However,
and I'd hardly call them new. It's like buying a used car with like 200,000 miles on it.
It's new to us. New to you.
Lance Lynn is not new to us. That's like buying the lemon you bought back from your buddy.
But it's so comfortable.
You sold your shitty car to your buddy, and then you buy it back from him.
So
that's Lance Lynn.
But your buddy did some repairs to it, and it's actually serviceable right now.
It's got
getting
500,000 miles on it,
but it's getting you from point A to point B.
Cylinders down.
It's getting you from point A to point B, though.
And it's always in a. What's that? I was going to say it's always in a bad mood.
It is always in a bad mood.
The car is like, it's like every time you turn it over,
it's constantly backfiring.
Goddamn. Goddamn.
Doesn't want to.
But our city media posted today that since April 9th, free agent acquisition Sonny Gray, Lance Lynn, and Kyle Gibson have a combined 2.14 ERA. That's 11 earned runs over 46.1 innings pitched in their combined 8 starts.
Yeah, they're pitching really well.
We should Cardinals fans who are upset about these signings should be relatively happy about the production that we're getting from them up to this point.
Yes, I agree with that. They should.
Now, they're only averaging less than 6 innings, 5.76. If you take, and that's not each one, that's them combined.
That number will go up.
The 46 innings, 46.1 innings in the 8 starts. So
we'd like to have that. It will go up. And Lance Lynn, he'll throw, barring an injury, 180 to 200 innings this year. So that number will go up.
And Kyle Gibson should too.
Yeah. And so should Michaelis.
Yes.
He's not one of the new ones.
He's not one of the new ones, and so he's not part of this 2.14 ERA. But I mean, I'd like to see that number be 6+ average between the 3 of them.
I think it will be. You got to remember, we're still in April. Some of these guys they've made 3 or 4 starts. Some not even that many. They'll start ramping up. Also, Lance Lynn is always pitching in a torrential downpour.
He plays on my kids' Little League team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
He plays.
half
He
of
plays.
his
He plays
starts.
for the Dragons. They don't get.
they don't get to play.
They don't get to play.
I would wager that Mats will not go 6 innings tonight.
It's 5-1 now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Yes. Steven Matz is not.
He's
gonna
not
give
in
you
that
6.
list of new pitchers either.
No, but you want him to.
So speaking of pitching, I didn't put this on the show sheet. I heard this on the radio. The Cardinals have their starting lineup, their starting pitching lineup, starting pitcher.
The
Words
rotation.
are hard. Their starting rotation, thank you, Aaron,
Mhm.
is the second highest payroll of starting rotations in 2024 in MLB.
Really?
Second highest.
You heard that on the radio?
I did.
Huh.
Randy Carricker, second highest.
I mean,
So
I
when-
believe him when he says
So
things.
when people go out and say, hey, they don't, or come on and say, hey, they don't make any money, or they don't make any signings for money, they don't spend any money, they don't ever do anything. The problem is they don't spend the money
They
the way
spent it poorly.
you want it spent.
I mean, right now it's not. It's paying off right now.
Mats and Michaelis. Okay, so Sonny Gray is the $25 million man.
Yes.
Gibson and Lynn are only making $10 million.
Yeah, I
They
think
have
most of
they
that
have a
went
pay-
to Sonny.
They have a pitching payroll of 62.1 or something like that. I believe those were the numbers Randy Carricker said. So we're talking about, so that gives you what, 25, 35, 45. We're talking about 20, almost 20 million, 18, 19 million being split between Michaelis and Mats. Mats got a pretty big contract. Mats
Yeah, he
is-
did.
I think Mats is the one siphoning money off the starting rotation.
Let's find out.
We're gonna find out.
We've got our crack team of research.
44 million. Yeah, he's making 11 million.
Well, yeah, so he's making 11 of that. So he's actually getting paid more than Lynn and Gibson.
Sorry, he's making 12.5 this year.
Oh, 12.5.
Yep.
So,
So yeah, he's making half of what Sonny Gray's making, and Sonny Gray has
Well,
earned
Sonny
every
Gray's
penny
actually-
so far.
Sonny Gray's actually only making. I'm wrong. Sonny Gray is only making 10 million this year. Remember?
Oh, that's right, because it's
He-
backloaded contract.
So now I don't know if Randy Carricker's numbers are AAV, average annual value, or if it's
Or
what
total
they're actually
contracts.
paying, what they're actually paying this year.
Oh, I got you.
So,
Yeah,
so
I don't know.
it probably is what they're actually paying this year, because that would put 10, 20, 30. That would give you 32 million. You said Mats was 11. What
12.5.
or 12.5. That would give you what did I say, 32. That gives you 20 million. What's Michaelis making?
Stand by.
We should change your tag name from I don't know what it even says. I can't read it.
Not
a professional hitter.
Oh yeah, not a professional hitter. That's right. We should change that to Stats Man.
The stat guy, yeah. So he's making his contract's weird.
They all are.
Does he get paid in lizards?
16 million.
16.
Yeah, 16 million this year. No, he does not get paid in lizards. He would just eat them.
That's weird. Well,
You know
anyway,
his nickname's the Lizard King, right?
I do, but
And it's because he was dared to eat a lizard, and he did. A live lizard in a dugout at a game, not a Cardinals game.
Oh, I thought he was the Lizard King because he liked the Doors or something.
No, it's because he ate a live lizard.
Why would the king of lizards eat one of his own? What do lizards eat?
Population control.
Lizards eat flies. He should be the fly. No. What eats lizards? Owls? Do owls eat
Miles
lizards?
Michaelis.
Miles Michaelis, the owl.
Starting pitchers. So how much, guys, for each of you to eat a live lizard? Let's say, I don't know, two inches long.
How about do you gotta chew it or swallow it?
You could whatever, but you
You
have
think
to
you could
have to
swallow a
swallow it.
lizard whole?
Yeah, I don't.
I
think
would
I'd-
rather chew it. I'd hold my nose and chew it.
I don't think.
wouldn't
I don't
wanna-
think. I don't think I'd do that. I think.
I'm
have a
saying how
tax-
much money? What if
No,
what
I
if
have a texture thing with food. I don't know if I can do it.
$100
How much
million
money would it
dollars?
take for you to
Yes,
eat a
100 million.
mushroom,
Yes,
Aaron?
absolutely. 100 million. That's where I was going with this, but he kept talking.
A
How much for a
mushroom.
mushroom, Aaron?
A mushroom? $100.
Mm-mm. No, that's not true. Because I offered you $100 to eat a taco full of mushrooms and you didn't.
It was in the trash can at that point.
No,
I
this
think.
was before you threw it in the trash can. I offered you $200 to get it out of the trash can and eat it.
It was.
Um,
Ugh.
Aaron-
I can still taste it. Ugh.
Aaron, yeah, it's $100 for mushroom. 100
Yep.
million? Yeah, I would.
How's this?
$100,000 eat a bite and eat a live lizard. 100,000.
Okay.
I'd have to know that.
100,000.
Have to know I'm not gonna get salmonella poisoning from it.
You
though.
probably won't get that. You'll probably get something else. Who knows what they carry?
Lizards are edible. You can eat a lizard
Yeah, cooked.
Cooked.
raw too.
Miles Michaelis didn't cook the lizard. He didn't pop out his little small camping Weber kettle and throw it on the grill before he ate it.
in the bullpen. Could you
Okay.
imagine?
$6,000, huh?
He
If I
answered
win
it there.
If I win the lottery,
Did I say
you're-
6? I said 100
He
grand.
said 100,000.
Oh, I thought you said 6,000.
No.
Oh, 100,000. Okay,
That's the
never-
first I'm hearing 6,000 is when you said it.
Aaron, you're making up things again.
60 bucks is what I heard that you would eat a lizard.
I'm gonna pay Aaron $400 while I eat a lizard.
Just about 100 at a time for each bite.
So
Anyway, sorry.
so last week I kind of did this, but we jumped and I did this because last week we talked about Jackson Holiday and Jack Leiter being sent up.
Yeah.
And so I really wanted to kind of talk about those in order, but we didn't do that.
That's okay.
But it's okay. Jackson Holiday is struggling. He was brought up. He's struggling. He has a .033. What was it, a 33?
Mhm.
033.
033 batting average.
Yeah.
He has 1 hit and 1 RBI.
Yep. And a couple errors in the field. He
So-
is probably 2 weeks away from getting sent back down.
So, and then you were talking about Cigarette Lighter's brother, Jack.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Jack Leiter.
He played 1 game for versus the Tigers for Texas. He had 3.2 innings pitched, 8 hits, 7 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and he was sent down. He was sent back.
I think that was part of the plan. Anyway,
Come up and do 1 start.
yeah, because they've got Cody Bradford, who should be coming back from the IL soon. They had Michael Lorenzen, who completed his not rehab, but his extended spring, and Max is going to be back soon. So I think that was the plan.
And Montgomery had to have an extended spring because he wasn't signed. So, oh wait, Montgomery
Right.
went to Arizona. Never mind.
Arizona, yeah, but
Sorry. Forget
they
it.
had. I think the Leiter thing was always the plan, to have him come up, start, go back down. But to be fair, he had 7 runs. 3 of those runs came across because Leody Tavares couldn't catch a fly ball in center field. I don't know if you saw the play.
I didn't.
I mean, so that would have been limited. That would have been the 3rd out, I'm pretty sure, or the 2nd out. At any rate, him not catching that ball allowed 3 runs to score. And it was, he was going back on it a little bit, but it should have been caught.
So, but it wasn't an error, I assume.
No, because it didn't even hit his glove.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like Little League.
It just fell down right next to him.
Yeah, Oliver's team won their game last week, 21-14.
Yeah, I saw your
And-
post about that.
And
score.
they're playing. By the way, they're playing baseball, not football.
they
So
hit the over though.
they
They
did.
did hit the over.
They did.
The bookmakers are going to have
Well-
to adjust.
Well, the issue is, the money's kind of dried up since Otani's interpreter stopped betting.
This game just got out of hand. It's 10-1.
Oh no.
It was. Oh
Dear.
Oh my. Oh boy.
Good grief.
So,
Good
like title of
gravy.
the title of the episode. Where have all the hitters gone?
Where have all the hitters gone?
don't know.
Doodly-doo.
I don't have
the
the answer to where all the hitters have gone to.
It's not the song
Oh.
I was thinking of. I was
What song are
thinking
you
of
thinking of?
the "Where Have All the Cowboys Gone" by
That's
the
what
lady
I was
with
thinking of.
Where have all the
She had
hitters
the
gone?
big hairy armpits. Remember that? In the
That's
video?
the song I was
Your
thinking
beard-
of when
your
I came
beard-
up with the
your
title.
Your beard looked like looked like her armpits.
Yeah, pretty much. It was like that.
Yeah, 7 earned runs to Mats. He pitched 4.1. 4 and a third.
Yeah,
And
Thompson's in
Zach
now.
Thompson's in, and he's got 3 earned runs. So
Hmm.
Fantastic.
yeah, well, Zach Thompson, who we kind of thought would be maybe the 6th starter, possibly the 5th starter if Matz wasn't going to make it or someone gets hurt, is rocking an 8.59 ERA so far this season.
Ugh.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
Well, they can't all be winners.
Nope.
No, some of them got to. Some of them.
Some of them are going to
have.
have to.
Some
Yeah.
of them are going to have to be like someone's going to have to hit a ball. Someone's going to have to score a run. Someone's going to have to pitch a ball well. And someone's going to have to catch some stuff. Like that's how you play baseball. Like you got to get people on the team that do that.
Did I talk about Colton Cowser last week?
Doesn't sound familiar because I probably be like Colton.
He also plays for the Orioles, and he got called up last year and struggled, and now he's probably the favorite to win Rookie of the Year right now in the American League.
Colton, come in and get your slop. It's time to eat, Colton.
Is that from something?
Ding, 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 ding. No, I'm just imagining a kid named Colton being out on like the back
Oh.
40,
Out on the
And-
farm, just crushing fastballs.
and Ma rings the big triangle. Ding, 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 ding. Colton, time to eat your vittles.
I thought it was from like a movie that I had never seen. I'm like, I don't know. I don't recognize this quote. What's he?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm just being.
Anyway,
I'm
keep
just-
your eyes on Colton Cowser. He's plus 1,200 last time I looked to win Rookie of the Year.
Wow, where's Mason winning all that?
I don't know. I'd have to look.
Hmm.
I will
So-
find out.
So while he's looking at that, the saga of bad umps continues.
Oh, you
I
had
know
one
he-
other thing on there about Tyler O'Neill. Did you want to mention that?
He's Glass Yaw O'Neal here in St. Louis, right? So they had that collision, and he was on the IL for concussion-like symptoms. But you said he came back today.
Yeah, he started today. Mason wins plus 2,500,
So $10 on Mason wins me how much?
250.
Hey.
I wanted it to be $2,500.
Then you got to bet 100.
$25,000.
And you got to bet 1,000. No, that's only
Yeah.
25,000. You got to bet 10,000.
Uh,
How confident are you in Mason winning Rookie of the Year?
Oh,
You gonna
I'm
bet
let
your
me,
lizard money on it?
let me just, yeah, Aaron, let me eat a lizard. You put the money down on the bet, and we'll see how
Yeah.
that goes.
Mason Wynn to win Rookie of the Year. Is that correct? Just want
Yes.
to make sure I got the right bet in here. All right.
Right.
We're locked in. MGM Vegas.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Even though you have to actually be in Vegas to do that, but that's okay. Aaron
Right.
teleported to Vegas for this.
I did.
So yeah, I do know what I was watching last night. I say so a lot. Especially I was watching with the words up, the
Mhm.
closed captioning. So and
I
now
say
go ahead.
I say so on my YouTube Lego channel a lot, and so much that I have to edit my my dialogue that I record to remove all this, like not all the so's, but it's fine.
That's
It's
your
how we
brain.
talk.
That's your brain trying to fill the void when you're not talking, but you're thinking about something.
Yes.
Well, the ums are when my ADHD brain goes baseball, something at work.
Squirrel.
Yeah.
Squirrel.
Yeah.
Lizard.
Oh, I got to do my laundry. What song was I listening to? You know what song I woke up to today? Bop, bop, deep, scrap it up, bop, squibbity, bop, bop, beep, bop, bop, boo. That was in my head as I woke up. I'm waking up singing bop.
It's a good song.
It's a great song. Why did my brain shuffle through the fucking my CD catalog that's this big, find bop and put that in at 5:48 this morning?
I don't know. It's
I don't either.
A lot of unanswered questions on this podcast so far.
But that's why. But so the so is that, and the part is me just losing my train of thought and going blank. But the so is me. Anyway, I'm gonna try to fix that. Try to work on that. Bad umpiring.
This was
Oh.
crazy.
Okay,
I laughed a lot at this one.
so
This is
here,
only
Aaron. Do
this
you know
is
the
only
story?
a part of it. Did you hear
know-
about this, Aaron?
Aaron.
I only heard snippets from you guys. I haven't.
So Aaron Boone is arguing, really briefly arguing with Hunter Wendelstedt, and he says hey, if you say anything else, I'm throwing you out of the game. So Aaron Boone stops talking. He's not even looking at him. He's talking to like his bench coach, being quiet. And then all of a sudden, Wendelstedt throws him out of the game because of something that a fan yelled
Oh, wow.
from the stands, like right behind him.
Yeah, there was a fan sitting behind the dugout, yelled something to the ump after the ump told Aaron Boone to be quiet. And so the ump decided to thought that Aaron
I guess
Boone
he
was
thought
the one
Aaron
who said
Boone
it.
said it.
And so he ejected Aaron Boone. And then when they're like, why am I being ejected? And the bench, it's like, it was a fan. Like one of his coaches was like, it was a fan. And
And Aaron Boone even turned around and was like, it was that guy right there.
right. And Hunter Wendelstedt was like, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Right. And he said something along the lines of, you have to control what the fans say.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, that's idiotic.
The guy in the crowd, he had a blue like hoodie on. He took it
his-
off.
He took his hoodie off.
He changed his he changed his disguise.
Yeah.
So yeah, Boone remained out of the game, and apparently they can't overturn that, I guess. But I mean, they should be able to review that because
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
So
Like, I mean, it couldn't happen to a better team. It's
Right,
hysterical, but at the same time, it's another egregious call by an umpire. And then he went on to have this game
yeah,
that we
so
have put up on the screen here.
yeah, his it's hard for me to read on the screens. I have to look at my phone. So that game on Monday, his called strike accuracy was 68%.
He got the balls right.
Yeah, his called ball accuracy was 99%. I don't exactly know what this all means, but
So anything that was a legit ball, he called a ball.
no, that part I understand. I'll just say his relative accuracy was 4.5%
Oh, I
below expected. And what that means is he has 6.5 fewer correct calls than the average ump. So it's like war for an umpire.
Yeah.
He called 128 of 144 taken pitches correctly. So he had several impactful missed calls. And a 0-0 count strike was called a ball. A 1-2 count of ball was called a strike. So top of the fifth, we're down to Schumann, 2 outs, run on first, and a ball was called a strike, and it caused a strikeout. So not only do you have this guy ejecting a manager because a fan said something to him, but then his game scorecard was terrible.
Yep, he had a great game. He had a game for the ages.
Robot umps.
Robot umps, tap your head.
Tap your head, get that call changed. Maybe
Yeah,
Aaron Boone stays in that game. I mean, who knows if it matters or it makes a difference. But it was pretty funny. I got a chuckle out of it.
It's fun. It's funny, but it's also kind of,
Well, there's too many times this season already the umpires have made it about them.
Right.
And it continues to happen. And it's going to continue to happen because they're protected by their own union.
Yep. So I was doing baseball, and City played in Kansas City. Never mind, you weren't there. But our boys, come on, you boys in red. Is it Let's Go, you boys in red?
No, it's come on.
Come on, you boys in red. Come on, you boys.
Are we supposed to do that with you?
Is that the closest you could get to
That's
the
not
color of City Red?
No, that was just what I grabbed.
Oh.
I can make it pinker if you want.
Oh, I don't care.
Mike, that's not your favorite city chant.
My favorite city chant is Dr. St. Louis.
Yes. Which is actually vamos, which means let's go in Spanish, but Mike hears it as doctor, and now I can't stop hearing it as doctor.
Dr. St. Louis.
So let me know if my mic wigs out.
You're
but,
good, man.
That was an awesome game. If you have Apple, the Plus or whatever it takes to watch MLS, and you didn't see that game, season pass. That's the words. Those are the words. You should watch it, or at least watch the extended highlights, because it was back and forth. This is a definite rivalry. It was like, we want this to be a rivalry last year, but now it's like,
I think
it's not
playing them in the playoffs in the first round solidified that.
Yeah, so that made us like hate them.
It wasn't favorable. It didn't turn out favorable for us, but
but it solidified a rivalry. That's for sure.
And so my brother and a couple other people were asking me about this. So for the listeners and the viewers that don't know, if you hear the word derby thrown around in soccer, it's really spelled like derby, like a derby hat or the Kentucky Derby, but in Britain they pronounce it derby. I don't know why, they just do, and it means rivalry. So if you hear like this is the Missouri Derby now or the I-70 Derby, that means rivalry. It's like the rivalry game between. So like if in England, if Manchester City plays Manchester United, that's the Manchester Derby. So yeah, I think we have an official rivalry.
Go United.
No. Yes. I don't
Well,
like either of those teams.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it. I was just trying to rile somebody up.
You did.
Hooray!
But no, it was a really good game. 6 goals. There was some stat. They said it too fast for me to write it down. Basically, the gist of the stat was whenever City plays Kansas City, Sporting Kansas City, you're guaranteed at least 4 goals for that game. I don't have the stat to back that up, like I said, but there were
Lots
6
of
goals.
scoring, huh?
Yeah, lots of scoring. There was some controversy when Klaus totally muscled this dude, Agada, I think was his name, just muscled him off the ball and then fed Celio Pompeu, who scored an unbelievable goal. And if I was a Sporting Kansas City fan, I've been like, that was a foul. Klaus should have gotten a foul for that, maybe a card. But really, it was just like it's old school soccer.
But since you're a City fan, you're like, no,
it was
fine. It's all
awesome.
good. It's okay. It's fine.
it was so great. Yeah. But what I want to talk about is the chants that the Sporting Kansas City fans were chanting.
And remember, this is Kansas City, Kansas, folks.
Yeah, this is Sporting Kansas. I love how the city, like Twitter and Facebook accounts, they don't call them Sporting Kansas City
Yeah,
with capital letters. They just call them Kansas with a
and
lowercase
with a
K.
lowercase K. Yeah,
It's so awesome. And it's pretty harmless, like, you know. But the chants were out of hand. Like fuck St. Louis, clap, 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 clap.
So fuck St. Louis.
No, fuck St. Louis. Yeah.
Fuck St. Louis. Okay, I'm okay.
And then like there was a couple hundred maybe City fans there, St. Louis City fans there, and they would chant, you know, after we score, they chant STL ST, but in Kansas City they would say STL, and the Kansas City fans would say sucks. Which is fine. That's fine. That one's
okay. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at that one.
But then they did, oh fuck you, St. Louis, the Seven Nation Army chant.
Right.
And it's not, you know, we say ref, you suck when the ref makes a bad call.
Right.
They said fuck you, ref.
I remember the first City match at home last year.
We got
some of the people in the supporter section said fuck you, ref.
I don't.
Some people said it. Some people said it, and all the people, all the like the St. Louigans and
I guarantee,
and all those people posted things said we do not do that here.
Yeah, I think a lot of that. Yes, we heard from the non-supporter section, so just the regular fan section where we sit. We don't sit in the supporters end. There's no way the supporters end would use the F word in a chant. I guarantee.
Okay, maybe it wasn't supported, but
definitely in our section. Yeah.
Then they were chastising the people, and but
yeah,
still,
yeah.
But regardless, they were they were very quick to get on there and say we do not do that here.
And there was fans like St. Louis City fans that threw beer on the pitch, and you don't do that. Come on.
Same with that. They came out and said do not do that. We're better than that.
My favorite chant, and I have to hand it to Kansas City for this. This was a good one. St. Louis allows a goal, and you can tell they know Berkey's good. Like they know, okay, he's the guy we got to attack. They chanted, "Hey, Berkey, it's all your fault." See, that's a kid-friendly chant. It makes city people like me mad, and I'm like, damn it, why couldn't we come up with a cool chant like that?
Yeah, we do. We have he's in your head.
Yeah, that's
Berkey when he makes a save.
Yeah. These I don't know. These don't bother me that much. I get why you don't want to use the F word, but it did its job and it got under your skin.
It did. And so rivalry solidified. We get a point. We're off this week. We, meaning St. Louis City, are off this weekend. There is no game. I still don't know what's up with Leuven, Carnell said in a press conference, it's a family medical issue, and the Leuven family requests your, distance, just
Privacy and
privacy.
support. Yeah.
And then
What
there's
about Adeniran?
that's the other problem.
gone.
I think he's probably gone. I don't know what happened. It's speculation that there was maybe a disagreement, an argument between him and Carnell, or perhaps Adeniran is not performing as well in practice, not giving it his all. And Sam Adeniran is currently not practicing with St. Louis City. Carnell has said he's working out on his own, which is not a good sign. So who knows? More to come on that. But
Well, unless it's a contractual issue, I know that in Major League Soccer and in soccer in general, I believe that a lot of contracts are loaned out. People can why are they eating up the roster spot then? If they know they can they do something about this?
well, that's the problem. Is about 2 to 3 weeks before that, Adeniran was offered, or City was offered a transfer for, I think it was to Europe, for $1 million. That Adeniran would transfer over there, and we declined it because at that point we're like, no, we want to keep him. That's not enough money. And then whatever happened, and now it's like probably should have taken the money. But we got a point.
Yeah.
We got a point up in Kansas City when we were down 3-2. We had a late goal in the 90-something minute and secured the point at the end of the game. So good for us.
They call that a match. End of the match.
At the end of the match on the pitch with our kids.
Pitch. Yes. Wearing a kit on the pitch at the match.
Yes. Yeah, that's City. We got a point, and we're off.
So last week we kind of forgot to talk about the other sports team in town, the St. Louis Battlehawks. So we're gonna talk a little Battlehawks here.
Let me throw this out there. So we got the graphic at the top, St. Louis Battlehawks talk.
Yeah.
What if? Now
What
I'm
if?
just hold on, let me find it here. Now, what if we called this segment? Ready? Here it comes. Battle squawking.
Jesus.
Huh? What do you think?
I love it. Aaron. I love it because Chris hates it so much.
Yeah. Where do I submit my resignation?
Email it to me, please. There's only 7 emails that work.
Okay.
All right.
Send it to every single one of them.
Should I just hit this remove button over his face? Yeah. So battle squawking, eh? So what was the USFL? So as you know, or may not know, the USFL, the United States Football League, was a competitor of the XFL, which is what the Battlehawks came from. They were the original XFL that Jim McMahon started, and then COVID, and then they became
Vince
they were
McMahon.
part of it. What did I say? Jim McMahon?
Yeah.
I
Vince
didn't even catch that.
like the quarter. Well, Jim McMahon was a quarterback for
Bears.
Bears,
Yep.
right? Yeah, right. The '85 Bears Super Bowl Shuffle.
The
Jim
Bears.
McMahon. Anyway, Vince McMahon started the XFL, and then COVID happened, and then a company involving The Rock bought the XFL from him, and they started it back in 2022. As we know who the Battlehawks are. This year, before this season, there was a merger. The USFL and the XFL merged to become the UFL, United Football Conference. So what
League.
was the league? United Football League, the UFC, the UFQ, the United Football
Quandary.
What?
Quandary.
I thought you said quaperty, like you're saying property with QU. The United Football Quaperty.
Yeah.
So what was the UFL? Well, the UFL was founded in 2022. It's headquartered in Birmingham, Alabama. They have some rules like you can pass 2 times behind the line of scrimmage, forward passes. All games are played at either Protective Stadium or Legion Field, both in Birmingham, Alabama. So everyone, no matter what team you were on, you played your home and away games at one of those 2 stadiums in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm sorry, I have something in my eye.
That was back
Right.
when I would watch those games and there was nobody.
Yeah, you
in the
said there was
crowd.
never anybody in the crowd.
Yeah, like why doesn't the USFL draw fans? It's so weird.
They didn't play in front of fans, right?
Like maybe 100 people, and that's
Oh.
not an exaggeration.
Even
Like,
when
Oh.
they were playing in front of fans, there was nobody there.
yeah,
I gotcha. Oh, I thought you had said something, so maybe I just took it as face value that you had said they don't have any fans, as in they legitimately just didn't play in front of people, like that was part of their league.
yeah, it was weird. It looked weird.
Well, the Birmingham Stallions won both championships in 2022 and 2023.
A lot of Birmingham. Here.
Yeah, so that you would think that maybe they have home field advantage, huh? So when they merged the two leagues, they took 8 teams from the XFL and they cut them down to 4. And they took 8 teams from the USFL, cut them down to 4. So we now have a conference called the XFL Conference, which includes the 4 teams from the XFL, the St. Louis Battlehawks, who are 3-1, the San Antonio Brahmas, who are 3-1, the DC Defenders, who are 2-2, and the Arlington Renegades, who are 0-4. And I was going to find, and I totally forgot about it. I'll have to post it next time, or post it on Facebook. The team they cut was our rival, and if you remember, the Battlehawks just chose a rival out of nowhere, and chose the Vegas Vipers.
Oh, that's right.
And they became huge rivals. And when I had my season tickets last year, we sat right next to the away stand where everyone's family sat.
Yep.
And I have a picture of me with like one of the running backs on Vegas Vipers' wife or girlfriend. Like I'm like they're right behind me, and I'm like kind of like photobombing them. And I'm gonna post that and I think I posted like fraternizing with the enemy or something like that when I posted that. But it was all fun and games. But I'm sad to see the Vipers go because they created a rivalry out of nothing. They just said the Vipers are a rival. Screw you, Vipers, and Vipers did it and then went back and forth. So it's sad to see the Vipers go. But Battlehawks are leading the conference. I guess there's a tiebreaker between San Antonio and the Battlehawks. The USFL conference has the Birmingham Stallions, who are 4-0. The Michigan Panthers 1-3, the Memphis Showboats 1-3, and the Houston Rockets 1-3. And I believe Roughnecks. Why did I say Rockets? I don't know.
It's a basketball team.
That's why I said it. Still got something in my eye. I can't read. The Michigan Panthers are the ones who handed the Battlehawks their loss.
I was going to ask who beat the Battlehawks. You answered my question.
The Michigan Panthers did. So hopefully, and the championship game, the UFL championship game, is in St. Louis.
Hopefully on new turf. I heard they're supposed to get new turf in that stadium. Or in that dome.
Well, they better, because they're drawing 40,000 people a game for minor league football. I had a friend post how she doesn't, because she's a big KC Chiefs fan. She doesn't think St. Louis is a sports town. I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like, just this day, like it was like 2 weeks ago or whatever, when the Battlehawks, the Blues, and City were playing in town, and there was like 100,000 people at 3 sporting events in St. Louis. I'm like, what are you talking? 40,000 for a minor league football team.
That's crazy.
Like, the next closest draw is 7,000, I think, in the XFL average.
Not a sports town, huh?
Yeah. So,
I would like
she's not very bright.
I would like to add that we've gone through this entire Battlehawks segment without saying the words "caw."
We did.
Well, not anymore.
What's wrong with us?
I just said it. We're good. We're covered.
What's wrong with us?
Cause law.
Why does it say Battlehawks talk and not
because I didn't know if you guys
it should
wanted it to be battle squawking.
It should be battle caw.
No.
All right. Well, that's what I got for the Battlehawks.
Cool.
So.
Thanks for that rundown.
We have a comment. We have a comment here.
Oh,
Breeze loves something. Thanks, Breeze. Love it. I don't know what she's saying she loves, but
something.
Thanks.
Do we want to have a blues minute?
We can have a blues minute.
I have one sentence prepared.
All right.
Okay.
Now listen to me, Aaron. Don't feel so sad. It'll be the best blues minute you've ever had. Aaron, don't feel so
This week's Blues Minute. The Blues did not make the playoffs.
Now listen to me, Aaron. Don't feel so bad.
I mean, that was like an attempt at a Blues Minute. It was pretty mediocre if you think about it. I mean, to be honest, like Chris and I spent all our time, effort, energy into making this a professional podcast, and this is what you give us. Did you even do any research for this? Oh my God, Chris, do we even want him to do this anymore? For real, like that was pretty awful. Actually, it was really great. By the way, what Breeze loved was battle squawking. So you're welcome, Aaron.
Nice. Thanks, Breeze.
So what
All
are we at? Where are we at? We're so Blues Minute, huh? Blues didn't make the playoffs. Any news? Any Blues news? I guess
The only news is they're speculating whether Banisher's going to be coach next year, or if we're going to get somebody else. They're talking about former Blues players like Rod Brindamore and I forget the other name. That was Mike Montgomery, maybe. I don't remember. But you know how we love our homegrown talent and home stars here to come back. So it might be another, like the next coach might be a former Blue, or they just might say Bannister come back. I don't know, but I kind of tune out.
We'll tell.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Well, good job, buddy. You
Thanks.
you really earned your pay
Woohoo!
following the Blues this season.
Here comes the checks rolling in.
So, as you know, the title of this podcast is Worst Fans of Sports. The reason it's called Worst Fans of Sports because people in the message boards, really about through all sports, but it started out as Cardinal centric because they dubbed themselves, or some writer dubbed us, the best Cardinals fans, the best fans in baseball one time. And I think Sparky Anderson had something to do with that. And it was all this stuff. And call themselves the best fans of baseball. Well, the best fans of baseball are mainly the worst fans of baseball. The BFIB are so spoiled and they think they're great armchair. I think I already had this conversation. They're great armchair managers. And so I like to go through the message boards and go through the posts and the comments in the posts. Message boards aren't a thing anymore.
You say it every time.
Comments and posts is what I mean by message boards. Okay. Just follow me. I'm 48. And so they do their thing. See, now I lost my train of thought. Squirrel. People were commenting, and I like to comment back sometimes, and I stepped in it this time. Boy, did I step in it. So Smash Mouth Baseball, and their actual thing is people post and talk smack. Like the whole thing is about talking smack, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of the admins post these things, and because they know they're going to rile people up. So they posted, best catcher of my generation, best of yours. We are not the same. Mike Piazza with a 59.5 WAR versus Buster Posey with a 44.8 WAR. Now, Mike Piazza has 600 more games on him to his resume than Buster Posey. So we really can't compare WAR, right? I did not go through and do the cumulative stats, how many hits per plate appearance or how many hits per game or whatever, to see if they're better. But at the end of the day, we know that Mike Piazza was a offensively minded player and not a very good catcher.
Defensively,
yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of just people writing about it, and there are some stats to back it up. So I posted well, Piazza had a minus 8.3 D-WAR, defensive wins above replacement, and Posey had a plus 9.3 D-WAR. I love how people now think baseball is offense only. And I talked about this last week. This, and if you're looking at this, if you're watching, StatHead Baseball will do a comparison. You can compare any two players to each other, and you can set like when you compare them, career, last year. I did it all with the pitcher stuff I did last year. The thing is, WAR is your D-WAR and your offensive WAR added together. So that's where they get that number, right? So if Mike Piazza had a 0 defensive WAR, if he was just replacement level, he would be at 59.5 plus 8.3, whatever that is, 67.8. He would be at 67.8, right?
Mm-hmm.
But his negative defensive WAR actually brings him down. But the problem is WAR is cumulative over years played. So what I don't know is how many years Piazza played versus how many years Buster Posey played. You divide that into each other, divide each person's total WAR. You can get an average per year WAR,
Mhm.
and then you could say, okay, here's a little cumulative like stat that's more level, right? But it doesn't matter. WAR is what it is. Games played. Obviously, he played more games, so he gets the win there. Plate appearances. He's had more plate appearances. He had more games than Buster Posey. More hits. Well, again, I didn't divide hits into plate appearances, but Baseball Reference shows all these green lines if they win a category, right? When you're comparing, and you can compare more than two players, by the way. So when you look at this first blush, boom. Now the cumulative or the average stats like batting average, on base percentage, slugging, and OPS plus. Yes, Mike Piazza does win, right? And that is more of a comparative stat because you have it's an average, right? Batting average,
Mhm.
on base average plus your slugging average, your on base or your OPS, et cetera, right? So there's nothing here that says anything about his defense except for the fact that the D WAR is added into the WAR, right?
Mhm.
So I say, and someone says exactly a hitter that can catch is different than a catcher that can hit. Piazza would be a DH today. So this person that we blurred out because we're not trying to 225 likes. I mean, I think I did pretty well here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But so I got some support here. But then we get this guy that says the offense was so dominant that doesn't matter. Mike Piazza's offense was so good, according to this poster, that his bad defense as a catcher doesn't matter. And I said, ridiculous. Are you a Jeter fan too? Because that's the whole thing about Jeter, right? And we've had that conversation on this podcast.
Yep.
Jeter is he didn't have many errors because he never gloved any balls that were anything that wasn't hit to Jeter, he didn't get.
Mhm.
So but as far as his range and his ability to be a shortstop, he wasn't even the best shortstop on the team. Alex Rodriguez was a better shortstop than he was.
They moved him to third.
Right. So then some guys like, well, I love how people think it's 50% offense and 50% defense. I'm just like, show me where I said that.
Yeah.
I never said it was 50-50. I was just saying that people think that offense doesn't matter. So he writes back, hitting is more important than fielding. You're implying YOUR. So my implying, people ignore it. They just don't weigh hitting more favorably. All right. Then some guy writes, I love how people. Oh, this was in my defense. I won't read that. My defense was people do ignore it, and the Baseball Reference comparison that people post makes silly claims that defensive liability players are better than a plus defender because they see the green highlights in all of these offensive stats. Some of them cumulative stats which don't have any bearing unless you average them out over 182 games. But your claim is I said 50-50. I never said that. I'm just saying ignoring it only tells part of the story. And then we get probably the biggest WFIS in this thread. Mike Healy, here we go with that fantasy made up bullshit. Well, and as opposed and talking about D WAR.
Yeah, that's not fantasy.
And then this guy, I don't even know what he said. Mike Healy, how many times has someone made an out and people say, oh, he'll catch a ball or throw someone out, LOL?
I don't know what that means.
What does that even mean?
What?
That sounds like an unfinished thought.
How many times has someone made an out and people say, oh, we'll catch a ball and make an out? Never. I've never heard someone go, hey, Mike Piazza caught a ball and made an out. I guess he'll make an out.
Yeah, I don't know what that
What
means.
does that mean?
That guy did get the LOL part right because it did make us all laugh out loud.
Yeah.
Then someone said, Mike, and I've already insulted this whole notion. Mike Healy, the offense Piazza had was far greater than the difference in defense. So what this person is saying, his offense was so good that and I tried to look at his TZR, which is defensive runs saved before. I guess defensive run save became a thing in 2003. And so before that, there was another stat called TZR, and I couldn't find it for Mike Piazza to see how many. Because I wanted to comment on this guy and be like,
Yeah, that's
no,
isn't that the zone rating stat?
yeah. And I wanted to figure out how many runs as a percentage. I don't know. I just wanted to say you're wrong, but whatever.
Mhm.
So for all of you who didn't agree with me, and there's so much more. Like I didn't even give you a third of this. Like Chris
I read
Chris-
through it.
Chris wanted to debate me, and so he sent me the other day. He sent me the screenshot of Piazza and Posey, and and I'm like, yeah, I had a.
Well, you
a-
laughed at it first, and I didn't.
Right.
I'm like, oh, I guess that's funny.
Well, I laughed at it because I had this entire. And
Yeah,
this has been going on for days. Like this,
because you
this-
said you asked me, you're like, did you see
Right.
everything that was said on that post? I'm like, nope. So I had to go back and find it.
yeah. So it was pretty thing, but it was pretty funny, and it's still going on. Like I'm still getting notifications. So I hurt some people's feelings, and
You
so,
did. That's
so for
okay.
for that I say I must be.
The worst fans in sports.
They're pretty soft with the
The
feelings
worst
I
fans
heard
in
over a
sports.
defensive argument.
I'm the worst. I'm one day I'm going to stop hitting that twice.
There
Now-
was a couple people that deserve it, so twice is fine.
Did you guys did the first one cut off? Because in my headphones the first one cut off.
No,
It said-
it was fine.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. So that's it. That's the Worst Fan Sports podcast for April 23rd, 2024.
Sweet.
Mhm.
Another one in
Anybody,
the books.
anybody got anything they want to
Any
say?
any questions, comments, concerns?
Any compliments or complaints?
They can let us know in
Oh,
the comments section,
yeah.
right?
No one said anything about my nickname except
I did. I called
Yeah,
you
we
the Ice
did.
Fisherman.
We said, yeah.
I'm
Oh,
the
maybe
ice-
that wasn't. Maybe that was pre-show.
No, it was on here.
Ah. I guess post in there if you want to know why I called myself the Ice Fisherman. Post a question in the comments. Let's get some engagement up, folks.
Yes.
So, Mike, as an ice fisherman, do you deal with a lot of ice holes?
You fargan.
I think you have to. Isn't that part of the job?
I gotta find a good spot. You gotta ream an ice hole out.
hmm
You know,
Gotta
Gotta-
sink that line deep.
deep in that ice hole. Yeah.
Yep. That's how
With
you
your-
catch fish in the
With
Arctic.
your with
right?
your with
Brown
your
trout. Is that
with
what
your-
they fish for?
brown trout.
Come on.
Ew.
Come on. What are
Gross.
we? What are we? Sporting Kansas City fans? Come on, let's
Gross.
have a little class here, Chris.
with the balls that bob up and
Those
down.
are called bobbers.
The balls that bob up and down in the ice hole
Uh-huh.
and near the ice hole. On top,
Are you done?
around the rim of the
I'm
ice hole.
I'm just letting them go. Just waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, it's been fun. Tell your friends about us. Have a good one. Bye.
They get pissed when their favorite